Welcome back to the Gabe Show. Welcome back to Road to 200. If you saw the last two videos, they were not a part of the series, and I am still doing the series. And the whole point of this series is to just track my way to 200 pounds. And I feel like at first I was doing it wrong by just saying how much I'm eating every single time and then working out, eating, working out. I forgot that a part of Road to 200, I really want to just give advice, and this is the advice here. Let's go on with the split. So if you're subscribed to my channel or even follow me on TikTok, I posted my 3-day workout split. Traditionally, I do like going to the gym around 5 days, but because school's back in session, I feel like the best time for me to go is 3 days. I work a full-time job and I have classes, specifically the classes part. Even though every now and then I do hit some cardio, abs, or even calves, because let's be honest, everyone needs to work on their calves, I do try to manage to find time to go to the gym. The reason why I even want to do this explain video in the first place is to really just break down every single exercise that I do, specifically in this program. So let's get started. Here's me jamming out to some Attack on Titan before the gym, getting hyped up and everything. So day one of this split is going to be my chest, bicep, and shoulder day. The first movement will always be an incline movement, incline chest machine. So what you want to do is make sure you go really slow on the negative and then bang it out at the top and just squeeze the chest for like about a second and then go back down, 2, 3, and then right back up. That's the best way you can feel this machine. I remember when I was just starting out working out, I love this machine. I saw a lot of influencers use it. The only thing is ego lifted it. That's what you kind of want to try to avoid. I threw on 3 plates on this machine and I was just pumping it out, probably like 4 reps, but I know it's not that easily to believe, but if you use a lot of momentum and you don't even use your chest, you use more like tricep, back, honestly your whole body, you can pretty much push anything. Doing 3 plates isn't as impressive if you don't really control the weight. If you're just ego lifting everything, then there's no point in there's a point in working out, but there's no point in really you're not really growing muscle doing that. Just ego lifting all the time. So after that, we do go on a shoulder press. Now, I know what you're thinking. A lot of people like to do chest, then shoulder, then bicep. Now, the problem with this, and which I don't like, is when I usually do a chest and tricep day, I kind of just exclude shoulders and have shoulders on their own separate day. This one, I go back to shoulders is because you're using a lot of front delt doing any pressing movement for benching, incline pressing, anything. And I don't want to exhaust my front delts completely where I can't even push a lot of weight. So right after the incline chest machine, I go on the shoulder press. And then after the shoulder press, I do like to dumbbell incline flies. These are honestly one of my favorite movements and I can really feel it in my chest. You want to try to press the bicep against the chest and squeeze for a good 2 seconds. And then go back down really slowly. I'm making it a little more slower than it should be. What am I gonna do about it? Next movement is chest again. We're gonna be doing these cable flies, these little neutral cable flies. Right after that, once you hit failure, I like to drop to my knees, pause, and just press. Going to failure again. And then I like to do a lateral raise. Now, I am doing a single arm lateral raise, not because I think it's the most optimal or it's the best one. It's literally because this gym I went to had no matching dumbbells. I kid you not, there was dumbbells scattered everywhere and I did not know where to go, honestly. I had to just grab one dumbbell and just lateral raise it. I mean, it's a pretty good example to show you that you can really work out however you want, and you just have to kind of make things up, because if your machine's taken and you really wait for your machine to not be taken, and that takes 30 minutes sometimes, I mean, you're spending 2 hours at the gym. You should really only be spending an hour, hour and a half, but I can't even talk. I spend 2 hours in the gym myself too. And then I did perform a drop set. So I did drop it to 15 pounds and I did just spam it until failure. That's how you get big delts. You just spam lateral raises. But make sure you just take it to failure. You shouldn't always do 10 sets of lateral raises. I mean, that might work for some people, but for me, it definitely doesn't. Less volume and more intensity works for most people, including myself. Then we're gonna throw in some biceps. Now, I am seated using the pads to my advantage, and then I switch to hammer curls. But if you don't like doing that, then you can just do it standing. But no matter what, I do switch to hammer curls. Right after that, I like to do these rope hammer curls. And, it's for the brachialis. brachioradialis. So we're coming an end to day 1, and here is the physique, the overall physique for the first day. Honestly, pump was amazing. Going on to day 2, we are going to do my back, tricep, and rear delt day. My very first movement is the T-bar row itself. I love the upper handles of the T-bar row. I'm making sure my shoulders are rounded, and I'm pushing up. Make sure my shoulder blades are trying to touch. That's how you really feel it in that movement. The next movement, I'm switching handles and using the lat biased handles. Make sure your elbows do not pass your hip. You make sure it's just a line, squeeze it there for a second, and then let it back down. Right after that, the next movement is going to be a lat pull down. Now, in all honesty, I don't like using these handles, but they were the only ones available. Like, I don't know what's wrong with this location, but they don't have any bars for lat pull downs, like the traditional bars. They only have these. It's really, really weird. But I use what I have, so I'm just performing the lat pull down until failure. And then right after, we're going to superset it with a lat pullover. Very, very easy. You can really feel it in the lats. It really engage it. How you really engage your lats, which honestly I'll make a separate video for. You want to just pretend you're bending the bar on the lat pullovers, and then you just want to pull right here, let your elbows stay at your hips. Any lat bias movement, you want to make sure your elbows are aligned with your hips and trying to make it as close as possible. That's how you kind of feel it in your lats. That's a little short explanation. Now that the back's done, we are going to be doing the rear delts, and we are going to just be doing these rear delt flies. Honestly, you can use dumbbells. I sometimes use dumbbells. You can do the cables, honestly anything. Just work out the rear delt rows. Most famously is the pec deck reverse flies. But yeah, after we're going to do some tricep cross extensions. This one took me a while to really get used to because I did use a lot of front delt. What you got to do is just straighten out your back and engage your lats. A lot of these things, a lot of these movements, you just have to make sure your elbows are pointed in a certain position and leave it there, leave it prone to really feel any of these workouts. When I was used to do these cross extensions, I was just kind of just swinging like this. Don't want to do that. Engage your lats, don't ego lift, and just make an X like this. My elbows are here the whole time, right in front of my body, and I'm just flexing my tricep as hard as I can. And then we're gonna do a tricep push down. Either a rope or I like to use the V-bar. It honestly makes my triceps feel like I'm on fire. So here is the pump after. That's what turned my back from this to that. So for day 3 is going to be legs, and we are starting off right with the calf raises. I kid you not, I would always skip them if I threw them in the end, so I do them in the beginning. Yeah, right after that, we're going to be going to a hamstring curl. I like to do this first before my main compound movement, which is squats, but I like to do this first because it makes me feel like I can squat a lot more, and it feels like my knees aren't as hurting as much. This is a laying prone one. Really, any hamstring curl would work, so that's up to you. Here's the main compound. We're going to be hitting some squats. And yes, okay, I do use the Smith machine. I switch to barbell sometimes. I use the Smith machine, but for the Smith machine specifically, I feel like I can feel it in my quads 10 times better than I can with the barbell, and I can able to still train to failure because I have the comfort of the just snapping the bar back when I'm okay instead of just dropping the bar. And it's just a personal preference. Honestly, I love a hack squat machine. If you have that, use the hack squat machine, but my gym doesn't offer that, so that's why we're using the Smith machine. It's honestly the next best thing. My gym does offer a free motion hack squat, but for some reason, I just cannot feel it in my legs. I only feel it in my glutes. Like, that's the muscle that I don't want to target, and there's definitely a way for me to feel it in my quads, but I just haven't found that yet. They're still staying on the Smith machine, and we're just gonna go for an RDL, honestly. This is what kind of blew up my hamstrings. I saw another TikToker do this, and I tried it, and my goodness, I did it for 3 months, kind of blew up my hamstrings. My legs are decent. They're a decent body part in my physique, but to be honest, my legs went from this to now this, and honestly my physique is not exactly where I want it to be, but I can see myself growing. I was a very, very skinny kid growing up, and I love my results that I have now. Switching off, we're gonna do some leg extensions. This is honestly everyone's routine for legs. Just a hamstring, a quad, a hamstring, a quad. I like calves, and then after this I like to do these forbidden exercise. Honestly, I can just say that. It's the Bulgarian split squats. Now, I kind of swapped it for sissy squats or goblet squats. It kind of just depends how I feel that day. But I did do the Bulgarian split squats for like 5 months, and it kind of blew up my quads. So it's gonna hurt, but it helps. All right, so that is really it for the split. Now this workout program and this workout split isn't for everyone. Sometimes you can see yourself doing a push-pull legs and be fine with it. Personally, for me, my preference, I can't just do a push-pull legs, mainly because my chest and back would take over and my arms would just be left hanging. The whole reason why I'm even doing an explain video and just breaking down every single thing that I do is honestly just for you guys, really. I remember me first going to the gym, which wasn't that long ago. It was like a good year and a half ago of me going to the gym, where I honestly didn't know what I'm doing. I'm still learning now. I'm not saying I know everything, but at least I know the movements and specific movements that work for me specifically, and the workout programs that work for me. I just remember watching every single influencer work out, and I would try to copy their workouts, but you know, everyone loves that hard style edit and them not explaining like exactly what they do. I would look in the comments and someone would comment their workout, their split, everything. Now in this split, I'm doing 2 to 3 sets every single exercise, and they're all going to failure. Okay, that's very important too, that I should have mentioned. But yeah, so what really helped me get to a program, build my own workout program and workout split, was honestly smaller influencers. That they're big now, but at the time when I was watching them about 2 years ago, like they were a pretty small channel, and they really helped me out. So I want to return the favor and do that for you guys. If you're watching this and you want to try out the workout program, go on ahead. At least it gives you an idea of how to really train. You don't need that much. That's what I'm trying to show you too. I'm only doing about 3 chest exercises, 2 bicep exercises, and 2 shoulder exercises. Now these are 7 exercises in a split, which every single day there are 7 exercises for my chest, back, and legs. And honestly, it all kind of depends on your week to week. I kind of organize this and however my week's gonna be. Sometimes I don't even go to the gym Monday and I have to start on a Friday, and then I do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, usually if I go to the gym more, the volume decreases, which is like if I go my usual 8-day split, I probably only do around 2 chest exercises, 1 shoulder exercise, and 1 tricep exercise, maybe even 2. It just really depends, and that's what I kind of want to explain to you guys. Just a little education for the new lifters, and I am still a new lifter myself. I'm still learning, but I did want to show you guys what I learned so far, and I feel like this will really help anyone that is really still trying to go to the gym and they haven't found exactly what they want to do. Here's an idea at least. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Before I go, I will reveal my current weight, which is 180. I'm successfully 180 pounds, and I have 20 pounds left to go in the journey. This is a legacy I'm trying to build, so hopefully you guys can subscribe to the channel, support me, and we'll track the journey together. All right, peace.